All right. So, day three. Day three is still me testing things out. I didn't really listen back to what I did yesterday, but it's okay. I think a lot of it's going to be just testing out videos, testing out sounds and everything, and seeing how that goes. I'm going to put the music down a little bit. It's a little loud for me. There we go. Hopefully it's not too crazy on the stream anyway. But just like yesterday, I'm going to do a little bit of testing to make sure it's not too crazy. I'm going to mute myself and check it out. All right, I'll go ahead and test it. See what it sounds like. All right, there we go. I think that's much better. Cool. All right, so what are we doing today? I think I want to focus on similar to yesterday, just getting some work done. I'm going to do my dailies, but I also think I was thinking about it yesterday. Like one of my dailies is working on the portfolio website, but I'd seem to be doing that at the end. I'm going to switch that. I'm going to start doing that more right after like I do my boot.dev stuff. So instead of wasting time, I'm going to just try to jump right in. Let me close some stuff I have here. There we go. What is this? Close this as well. Close this. Get out of here. Yeah, I think overall I'm really happy with how things have been going. I'm starting to get excited again, right? Excited to work specifically on my personal website. That's number one. The other thing I'm excited to work on is the snake game idea that we had yesterday. I did mention it was going to be like for family, but I'm going to wait on that idea for a little bit. I'm going to do the snake game. That's easier. And then I'm going to go back and try to do the whole chess idea that'll wrap things together for what I want to do. But overall, I'm ready to get started here. And let's move this over. Perfect. Cool. And let's switch scenes now. Eventually, I'm probably going to want to have like some hotkeys to switch the screens to get better at it. But for now, I'm going to focus on what I'm trialing is how does this content feel as I'm working on it on streaming every day, right? Because eventually, right, I want to make these streams able to be YouTube videos. That's really the whole point of me streaming, is to get just me on camera. Also, I need to be able to be excited as well. Like I need to be able to remember what it feels like to want to code. So it's a way to make sure I'm constantly keeping myself accountable by, signing on every day and just turning on stream. Now, I'll be honest with you, every day it's like a hassle for me to even want to do this, but like if I don't, I just gotta try it, man. I've been trying to do this for years now. I'm just gonna keep going and try to improve it as I go. But still early days. I think one thing that I can do is maybe do like a halfway point, or every week I could do maybe a session where I kind of review what the schedule feels like, the ideas that I'm working on, if this is worth it, what things need to change for this to be something I continue doing. But we're not at that point. Anyway, I'll go ahead and get started. I'm gonna start again. Start with my chess. I'm gonna do some puzzles today just to get myself a little bit more awake. Yesterday we played a few games and I feel like I was not all there. So just do a little bit of warm-up puzzles for now. What are they threatening? Mate here. I could just take the queen and then, right? There we go. Simple. This feels like the right move, but I feel like I'm missing something here. Is it check? Yeah, it's this. And then this. And that. There we go. This is the end game one. I think can I play this and this and keep going and walk my pawn down. Cool. We'll do I think 2 more. I see that there is a free bishop here. Is there anything better? Oh, let's take it. What am I thinking? It's not this, right? What? What? I don't see it. It's not this. I mean, am I down? No, we're pretty even. I think there's something obvious I'm missing here. It's not this. I already saw. So what am I missing that's obvious? Is there a threat that I can make? Why? How is it this? I hate that puzzle. Anyway, let's get into it. We'll play, I think maybe 2 games again. Depending on how they go. But yeah, let's start. All right. So what are we doing here? E4, C5, Sicilian. This is what I'm used to. Nothing fancy. And I want to play this here. It's a classical variation. That's fine. I still want to play the dragon. I don't really see how this is good. I feel like it's wasting a lot of time. Now I just need to develop. I sort of want to play this here. I think this is fine. I'm actually gonna play here. He's trying to play this, I guess. I'm still gonna play this here, attacking here. And then here, if he plays pawn push, no, he plays there. Play here now and bring my other rook out. Something about the way like the moves he's making, it's giving me like, okay, he's making a lot of mistakes, but I don't see how I can capitalize. Do I even care? I mean, obviously we don't want him to take. So, and I can't really move my bishop anywhere, so I have to trade here. Is there anything I'm worried about? Not really. I'm gonna play this here. I'm trying to get my rook up so I could double up. Right, he allows me to do that. Cool. So now we have a ton of pressure. He had to play that, meaning that this is super weak. I want his bishop. And put a bit more pressure. Now, how do I say we break down the structure here? It's fine. We knew that was coming eventually. This is starting to win the queen. He moves it out of the way. Can't stop me from playing this now. Oh, I wasn't thinking about that. That's fine. I have to move my queen. Play here maybe? I don't know. Oh, I just lost my queen. I didn't see it. That's good. Alright, we'll take here. We're playing... what am I doing, man? I'm not even, like, focused. How am I, like, making these horrible mistakes? Do I even have a threat anymore? Not really. I'll give it up. Alright. Play another one. What? I just gave up a knight. What am I thinking? Alright, let me slow down. Game review. All of this is fine. Obviously, that was a blunder, but what was the best move here? See, that's funny because that's exactly what I wanted to play. Alright, that's fine. So let me see if I was right with the other game as well. Felt like I was playing well, and then towards the end, obviously I blundered, but I don't think he was making good moves. Let me see. Oh, this is okay here. What's the best here? Is the best like this? Let's see. Okay. I really want to play this position though. I don't like it. Maybe earlier I go for the dragon variation. It's not the best place to put the bishop. Best thing is to go here. Running what, this? Well, what's the idea behind this move? So he just does this. What am I playing here? This? Okay, but what's their best move here now? So if he goes here, this is their best move? Alright, let's say they go here. What do I do now? This? See, I don't fundamentally understand why this works. Does it block the... I guess it... Oh, I see. So it's getting him out of the way so you could get some vision on this knight. Whatever, I think that's fine. I'd rather develop my bishop anyway. This was a blunder. This was also a blunder. And I do agree with... Not a blunder, sorry, a mistake. So I agree with this being a mistake because here, why go back when I could have just done this here, attacking here, even if he goes back. Now, whatever I did before, I could do still. Right, which was a little difference here, right? When he forced me to take there, but yeah, I lost the tempo there. And then here's where I knew he was making mistakes here. I could have just took, all right. What? No, this is wrong, right? I was gonna say, okay. Yeah, see, the arrows are annoying. But anyway. Oh, I blundered here. Yeah, I was thinking this. I moved this too quick. I was thinking I could just go here. That's okay, though. It's a miss. And then I felt like he was wrong here as well. So I had to play this here. The best move is this. Let's say he takes. Why is this the best move? Oh, right. Yeah, I'm not playing with enough initiative and I'm just playing too quick. I'm not really thinking about. So let's do this one. I'm going to let myself flag. But I'm going to try to play as best as I can without making any of these mistakes that I was making earlier. All right. Come on. Already made a mistake. Okay. Let's do it. Oh, you win. Not saying much here because it's like this game was like such a bad game. Let's go here. Unite, I guess. Yeah, like I don't know what he was thinking. All right, let's play proper game. Here I'm gonna allow myself to flag. And just try to make the best moves I can without making any mistakes. All right, and then I think now the move is this. Okay, so there's something odd when he does that there, right? I think we put pressure here, or we take first, and we put pressure here. He plays this. Like, can I get away with this? I mean, I guess. They're gonna give me a free pawn, I'll just take it, right? Oh man, I blundered here. It's okay, I think this is fine. It's not like a huge mistake. And then I can just go here and keep trading. We have a pawn for the bishop pair. Pawn structure is much better than his. My pieces though need to get developed. Plays there. I'm gonna play this for now. If he plays here, I want to play that. I want to get my rook in the game. I think instead of waiting, because I've been trying to get the open file, but I think I'm being a little too greedy here. I should just go for what I can. I wanted to play here as well, but I'm a bishop up here and get this out of the way. Yeah, until I'm able to get like all my pieces properly developed and synchronized, I don't think I'm doing well here. I'm not losing, but it's a little difficult right now. This feels wrong. Now, if I knew why, I would. I don't know why though. I want to go rook over pawn push is what I'm thinking. He takes here, then I take up here. Did he just trap his king? Do this for now. Fine, come over here. Okay. Not sure what he's thinking here. But I am running out of time. I'm blundering everywhere. But I want to just play the best as I can. The best I can. Alright, this is all okay. This is right. This was correct. But here was bring the knight in. I guess it makes it harder for what? This knight can develop here. If he goes there, then he loses here. Yeah, knight is better. This is fine. That was a mistake. Here I equalized by doing that. He made a mistake there. This is fine. Yeah, so I was playing pretty well up until I played this here. Right, and this is where I was like, okay, I messed up because I know I gave him the chance to open up on this rook, but even so, I'm still up a pawn. I can't believe this is a mistake. So far, so good. So this was better. Yeah. Yeah, and at this point, like I'm not doing well. So my idea, like, yeah, obviously I blundered here, but my idea here was I wanted to get my king here so I could do mate like that. I think I focused too much on that I basically gave up the position. Yeah, I was low on time, but like, let's look at the timestamp. Oh yeah, I was way too low on time to come up with this kind of gamble here. So instead of doing that, what's better here? This is better. Oh yeah, that's nice because either he does that or he does this, and it, oh yeah, that breaks. Yeah, that's a much better move because it breaks his pawn structure, and otherwise he has to leave it there, and then yeah, it's just the easier position to play. Like, what if he does this, right? Then why is this okay? Why can't he just take here? Oh, because I'm like getting closer and closer to mating him, basically. This is what I'm trying to do. So he goes here to stop that. And then I take here. What is this? That's takes. And then knight here. Check. Takes with this. He has to attack here to avoid getting mated here. Yeah, this is a little bit too complicated. With 15 seconds, I don't think I'll be able to like get to this point, but that's okay. I do want to do a little bit of 1 minute just to get one win in, but it's okay if I don't. I'm gonna do some quick play here. What am I thinking? Castles. Like this. Right here. Right here. Fine. He doesn't like to trade. Check. Gotta take here. Here, I'm okay trading this. Play this now. And rook up. I deserve that. I deserve that. Thinking, man. Yeah, I'm just playing badly. I think I'm thinking too deeply about this, right? Because I'm over here worried about, you know, commentating, and it's like, who am I commentating to, right? I'm just doing this for myself, so I should just play the way I would play if I was playing by myself. It's fine. I'm gonna attack here. Take here. I'm gonna just come back. Look over. Okay, is what I expected. I go here. Do I want to trade this yet? I don't think so. I'm gonna come back. Fine. Now I'm threatening to win a bishop. I'm still winning the bishop here. Not sure why he thinks this is better for him. Check. Where do I want to go? Where do I want to go? We'll take one win, that's fine. Let's go ahead and start to put that up stuff, because otherwise I want us to be stuck here for hours. Where are we at? Process notifications. I don't even remember what I did yesterday. Do I even have any? I don't have any potions, so this might take a little bit longer. This is the end of a lesson though. Are there any harder lessons coming up? Not really. Looking for whether or not I want to buy a potion. How many? mean, I have a lot of gems. I think I'll buy a potion. It's okay. Buy 2. What I should do, I should have accepted the other one. But you know what? I'll try. No, whatever. I want to get this over with. Next time, I think tomorrow, if I'm going to use a potion, I'm going to do a 3K. But anyway, what did we do last? We're still on interfaces. This is the last lesson. We did a message formatter. And I think we got stuck doing... Right, because we confused the interfaces. Because the interfaces were just defining the methods. And we were trying to define, like, what... this thingy, trying to find like an attribute inside of here, but that's what structs are for. So now we're doing something different. All right, process notifications. Textio now has a system to process different types of notifications: direct messages, group messages, and system alerts. Each notification type has a unique way of calculating its importance score based on user interaction and content. Okay. Implement importance methods for each method type. They should return the importance score for each message type. So for direct message, the importance score is based on if the message is urgent or not. If it is urgent, the importance score is 50. Otherwise, the importance score is equal to the DM's priority level. Oh, I just realized. See, look at that. All that time spent, and I wasn't even like... I was just chatting. It was just my face on the freaking screen. And I spent all this time on chess.com playing and messing up. How many minutes did I mess up? 33 minutes. 33 minutes. And I didn't even get to do my... Whatever. It's okay. I guess the way what I can consider it is I did 33 minutes and then that could be like a blooper. That could be one of the first videos I upload, like getting started streaming again. A bunch of bloopers, which is me messing up. Bunch of be right backs, wasted time and mistakes. I think that'd be cool. Anyway, whatever. Textio now has okay, so we're doing we're implementing the importance methods of each type. They should return the importance score for each method type. Okay. So we have the notification interface with importance. And then we have the direct message, which has a bunch of stuff. What do these have? Using message content. And then we're implementing the importance method. So for direct messages, we want to do... let's do one of these. Function, and then the direct message. Importance. That should return an int. So for direct message, the importance score is based on if the message is urgent or not. So if is urgent. So if it is urgent, then what are we doing? If it is urgent, the importance score is 50. Otherwise, it's equal to the DM's priority level. So otherwise, if it's 50, otherwise the importance score is equal to the priority level. Cool, that should work for that. We're gonna do the same thing for group messages. Now, I wonder if I could use a switch statement for this. So I am doing this just writing everything out, but can't I use like a switch statement here? Maybe not, right? Because we're creating functions. We're doing, what are we doing? Like method overloading? I forgot what it was called. Anyway, let's just focus on this. Okay, so for group messages, importance score is based on the message's priority level. Okay. The priority level. And then for the last one, which is system alert, it's always going to be 100. Cool. Now we need to complete the process notification function. It should identify the type and return different values for each type. So here we want to do switch. What was it? Switch, and then it was it's like dot type, something like that. I'll go back and figure this out, but and dot type, right? Because it was like case direct message, return, and username, comma, and importance. Case for group message. I think this, by the way, I think what I'm writing is incorrect, but I'm going to go as far as I can with what I understand. And see how that changes things anyway. So system alert here. I forgot to add this here. Should be S. And group messages have what? So for group message, return the group's name. So it just has a group name. So end dot group name. Group name, comma, and dot importance. Importance. Go. And then lastly, I think it was system notification or system alert. Return the alert code and the importance score. There we go. And then for default, it's going to be notifications doesn't matter any time. Return empty string and 0. Cool. Okay, so that's a basic structure. I do think something is wrong with my conditional, but that's okay. We'll just run it and see if you somehow guessed it. Cool, I figured. So use of dot type outside of type switch expression. So how do you do type switches in Go? There's input. Oh, right, because I got to do like value. And then we get Go does not like these parentheses, so we remove them. Go value, and then this and that type. I think this is fine. Value declared but is not used, and I think here I gotta start using, let's use V here, and then I'm gonna change this to V. The user name like this, probably, right? No, that's not the username. Oh, sender username. Sender username. Oh, all right, lesson 1 done. And that should be it for interfaces for now. Let's move on to the next lesson. So what are we learning next? Next is errors. Okay, cool. I figured when I saw the OK, it was going to be errors, but we'll see. where are we at? All right, so the error interface. Go programs express errors with error values. An error is any type that implements a simple built-in error interface. Type error interface and then the error method string. When something can go wrong in a function, that function should return an error as its last return value. Any code that calls a function that can return an error should handle errors by testing whether the error is nil. Okay, so you're just testing whether the error is nil. So when I see people write Go code, usually what I see them do is like if, right, it'll be like whatever the Go code is. Again, I gotta get used to not using the if statement. It'll be something like, let's say do a fetch, so it'll be like value, comma, okay, they do this thing, whatever, fetch data, and then they'll do like if okay or if not okay, right? And then error, and then they do whatever else, right? This is what I normally see them do. And a lot of the Go code looks like that. I wonder if I could look at Go, what is it? Repository? No, I wanted to look at open source Go. Let's just look at a random open source Go project. Trending Go repositories in GitHub. Whatever. All right, so modern guidelines. No, let's look at something random. Just want to look and see some Go code. Whatever, crawler would be good. So they have a struct here. Right, so here's what I was saying. So yeah. Proxy URL, they parse whatever the URL is and they have an error, and then they do this a lot. And apparently doing this, it really helps. It's one of the reasons, from what I understand, one of the reasons why people enjoy Go is it's very easy to read, and this is like typical code. So here's another example. If okay, whatever. Right, because they're just only looking at the okay here, and if it's not okay, then you'll return no. In the back end. Okay, so yeah, see, I barely done any Go code, and I can already kind of understand what's happening here. So it seems like obviously this is a fetcher. I came in here knowing that because it's a crawler, and they're doing that convention. Cool. Come back to that. So the error interface. Okay. A toy. Let's look at how a toy functions uses pattern. This function signature of a toy is function toy as string. Okay, so it's int error. This means a toy takes a string argument and returns two values, an integer and an error. If the string can be successfully converted to an integer, a toy returns the integer and a nil error. So if it can be successfully converted to an integer, it returns in the integer and a nil error. If it fails, it returns 0 and a non-nil error. Huh. Oh, I guess, okay, so the error is nil, and if it messes up, the error is not nil. Okay, that makes sense. Here's how you would safely use a toy. So it converts stringified number to an integer, which is what we were looking at. And then if error is not nil, which means that there is an error, you couldn't convert, and then it shows the error. Because 42b isn't a valid integer, we couldn't convert the string. Invalid syntax. No, parsing 42b invalid syntax is returned by .error method returned. We get here, then the variable I was converted successfully. Okay, cool. A nil error denotes success. Hold on, this music is distracting me. Switch. Let's do... Not bad. Let's do this one though. All right, where were we? So no error denotes success. If we get here, then the variable I was converted successfully. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right, so the assignment is we offer a product that allows businesses to send pairs of messages to couples. It is mostly used by flower shops and movie theaters. Complete the send SMS to couple function. It should send 2 messages, first to the customer and then to the customer's spouse. Okay. Use send SMS to send message to customer. If an error is encountered, return 0 and the error. Okay, so we're just going to use this. Should be pretty simple. Similar to what I wrote before. So it'd be... what do we use to send SMS? Message to spouse, message to customer. If an error is encountered. So we want to use... Okay, so we're going to send it and it'll be message to who though? To send message to customer. So message to customer. It's going to have like... What is it? Error something? Success error? I don't know what to call this. Let's just call this... Wait, what does it return? It returns int or error. So I'll just call it I or error. So this is what it returns. And then if error is not nil, and I'm assuming again, I gotta stop using these parentheses, man. I'll get used to it. Okay, so if its error is nil, whoops, there we go. Hold on, where are you? Move this over. Whoa. There we go. Cool. So if error is not nil, what are we saying? Return 0 and the error. Now, what I saw that they were doing was something like this. I error, right? Send SMS and then message to customer. And then it was a semicolon like this. And I don't know if that's gonna work. It's gonna get mad at me. Wait. So, and then I think I gotta use oh, right. But here, maybe you can only do this if we don't care about I. Maybe like else I. Will it get mad at me still here? Not enough return values. Have int and error. Something like that could work. Anyway, whatever. We'll come back. I'll reformat it later. I want to try that way of doing things to see if I could figure it out before, I'm taught it. Anyway. All right, so we're sending it, we're returning 0 and the error. Do the same for message to spouse. If both messages are sent successfully, then return the total cost of the messages added together. And then I guess error. When you return a non-nil error in Go, it is conventional to return the 0 value of all other return values. Okay. So we want to do the same thing here, but for customer. So for, I'm going to say cust and then what, spouse? Message to spouse. Now I wonder, do I have to do like this? Is it gonna get mad at me if I use the same error? Like if I redefine it? Probably will, right? Now what are we doing? Returning like spouse plus cust, comma. Do I have to return an error? No. Right, it's gonna say, hey, you can't use error twice, right? Send SMS. Undefined, send SMS. Did I miss? Oh, okay. MS. And then MS. didn't care that I reused and I redefined error. Cool. I'm okay with that. All right. We'll take it. How long do I have with this potion? 40 minutes. Okay. If I need to get it done in 40 minutes, then I can start working on, I think I'll do my portfolio website again next, and just I might time it. I might do 20 minutes of that, and then I'll switch over to the project we're working on. All right, cool. So formatting strings review. Okay, so it's going over what we already saw. A convenient way to format strings in Go is by using the standard library's format sprintf function. It's a string interpolation function similar to Python's f strings. The v, which would be like the default type in formatting, which is often what you want. So you have the constant name Kim, age 22, s, formats string, VV, name, age. Okay, so here it's just showing, okay, Kim is 22 years old. It's just showing us what we did before. And Python would be very similar. So now we want to do rounding floats, which would be an F, right? Oh, interesting. So it doesn't, right? You have to do .2F. Cool. Yeah, so basically if you just put float, you'll get, I think it's 6, right? Yep, 6 floating points. You only want 2, you put the .2F here, and that'll give you just 2. All right, so we need a better error logs for our backend developers to help them debug their code. Complete the get SMS error string function. It should return a string with this format. SMS cost, whatever the cost is, to be sent to the recipient cannot send. Cost, SMS should always show pricing in 2 decimal points, and then recipient is a stringified representation of the recipient's phone number. Be sure to include the money symbol and wrap the recipient in single quotes. Cool. So what are we doing here? Whatever. I'm just going to do return F sprint F. And then we want to go here. SMS that cost. And then we're going to do, so it costs some amount of money, and it's going to be %.2f to be sent to %v, right? Or s, I guess it's fine if I do s here. Cannot be sent. Now we add the cost and the recipient. That should be it. Oh, of course, there's always something wrong. What did I do? I misspelled the S here. Got the S here. Nice. Submit that. Cool. All right, so the error interface. Because errors are just interfaces, you can build your own custom types to implement the error interface. Here's an example of a user error struct that implements the error interface. So you have user error name. Okay. Type user error just has a name. We have, oh, okay, and then it has the error function, and then it returns there's a problem with this account, and then the name. Okay, it can be used as an error. So you have send SMS message username, and then that returns an error. If it can't send, it will return the user error with the name, which is the username. Oh, because you got to put in the, no, wait, so user error here. Okay, so it's defining the struct user error name. Okay. Kind of like initializing. I gotta remember that. So I'm stuck here thinking, right, like, okay, so this is a struct. And then here it's just saying, instead of just passing in name and username as a like empty struct, it's saying this is a user error, which means it will have this format. Just being explicit there, I guess. Okay, so our user frequently try to run custom analytics queries on their message deliverability metrics and end up writing a bad query that tries to divide a number by 0. Ooh, that's pretty bad. Becomes such a problem that we need to make a new type of error for division by 0. Update the code so that divide error type implements the error interface. Its error method should just return a string formatted in the following way: cannot divide by 0, cannot divide dividend by 0, where dividend is the actual dividend and of the divide error. Use the vverb format to format the dividend as a float. What? I mean, okay, I guess. All right, so what are we doing? So if we have the divide error here, dividend, then we want to make an error, so function error, but we want it to be for dividend, right? This is what I'm assuming, right? Similar to what they did here, yep. And then it returns a string. And in here, we're going to return cannot divide. Oh, I forgot. I'm probably going to need ftm sprint f. And then I'm going to just add in the dividend d dot dividend. And then saying it wants it to be a float. So it's probably going to be this. Cannot divide by 0. Cool. Feel like I'm missing something else though. Divide error. I feel like it's missing something, like I need to implement this somewhere. Cool. I'm glad something failed. Oh, okay, it does not care. I just put V here. Made it a float, but I guess I went a little too quick. Now, all right, so I made an error. How does it? Is the error like interface? Does it automatically call this error method? Right? Like how? Okay, so they tried to divide. If the divisor is 0, turn 0, then divide error, which is this. But like, why is this being called? Is what I'm not understanding. Did I miss something in what we mentioned in the last here? Express error is an error. An error is any type that implements a simple built-in error interface. Okay, so an error is any type that basically has this. So because, where are we? I created the error interface. Right, because it's not here, but because I created the error interface, it automatically did that. Cool. I don't know what I'm gonna do for videos here though. Like, do we watch the videos on stream? I guess it should be okay. I'm still gonna do it anyway, but I mean, we'll get to it when we get it. How long we have? We have 30 more minutes and a few more XP to get. Next, the error interface. Because errors are just interfaces, you can build your own custom types that implement the error interface. Here's an example of a user error struct that implements the error interface. Didn't I just do this? Oh, so it tells me right here, because errors are just interfaces, you can build your own custom interface. Okay, so it's saying this is my own custom interface because I created this error method here. Okay. I guess I didn't run it. Run it and see. Nice. Cool. Next.
Go does not handle errors the same way that languages like Java, JavaScript, and Python do. JavaScript, for example, uses a try-catch paradigm. Let's pretend we have a function called getUser. We probably need to wrap the call to getUser in a try block because it's a function that might throw an error. For example, maybe the user doesn't exist. And in that case, the catch block runs instead. Now, Go does not have try-catch blocks. Instead, it just returns.
Hold on.
Go does not handle errors the same way that languages like Java, JavaScript, and Python do. JavaScript, for example, uses a try-catch paradigm. Let's pretend we have a function called getUser. We probably need to wrap the call to getUser in a try block because it's a function that might throw an error. For example, maybe the user doesn't exist. And in that case, the catch block runs instead. Now, Go does not have try-catch blocks. Instead, it just returns errors like it does any other value. If everything goes well, the error is nil. We continue to the next lines of code just like normal. In this example, if something does go wrong, the error...
So do you need an error interface for it to return a proper error, or will it just always... I guess it'll return an error, right? And are we catching it? Like, let's say getUser fails for whatever reason, but we didn't define our own custom error. Like, it's going to throw an error. Something like, oh, interface is not met because a struct that doesn't have a proper property. It'll throw that error, and then I could catch that error and then do something with it.
Error variable, usually called error, will not be nil. So we just handle the error, say by printing it and returning early. But if everything does go well, then the error will be nil. And it means we can just continue to the next lines of code. For example, maybe we want to get a user's profile picture based on their ID. So we call that function that also can return an error. So again, we handle the error either by bailing or just continuing. There are no exceptions or throwing. We just have a...
So I guess the function has to be able to return an error. You can't just use it on any old random function because you don't know. Like if I created this function and I don't have it with the possibility of returning an error, it'll just fail in the compilation step.
Simple conditional check. We just have a simple conditional check, an if statement. So functions that can fail in Go return an error value as their last return value, and we as the caller of the function are just expected to check it. Now, there are two main reasons I prefer Go's method of error handling over try-catch. The first is it makes for a really straightforward control flow. There's no magic that jumps us out of a block that we're in, like the throw keyword does. The code just executes line by line, even when things go wrong. And second, it's explicit. You can see that a function might return an error just by looking at its return type. In JavaScript, the return type does not tell you whether a function might throw an error or not. You just kind of have to know. In Go, you can't ignore potential errors unless you really go out of your way to do so.
Okay, so yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. I was looking at this, I'm like, I guess my mindset, because I've been in JavaScript for so long, is something can error and then you don't know. Here you have to be explicit, right? Because it's more type. It's a typed language where you have to define the type. So here it's saying it's an error, and we'll know before we even like write or use the code that it returns an error. So that makes sense.
Go does not handle errors.
Cool. GoPro ranks express errors with the error values. Error values are any type that implements a simple built-in error interface, which was, I think, just error right? Make an interface with the error method. Yeah, this is the simple error interface. Keep in mind that the way Go handles errors is fairly unique. Most languages treat errors as something special and different. For example, Python raises exception types and JavaScript throws and catches error. In Go, an error is just another value that we handle like any other value. However, we handle any other value however we want. There aren't any special keywords for dealing with them. Cool. What is the underlying type of an error? An interface. Can a type be an error and also fulfill another interface? Yes. Cool. No, I have to do one more. All right, we'll do the last one. The Go Center library provides an errors package that makes it easy to deal with errors. Read the Go doc for the errors.new function. But here's a simple example. So we have a variable error and then errors.new, something went wrong. And then I guess it just lets us use that, right? So function new, so this is for error. And then some text. New returns an error that formats as the given text. Each call to new returns a distinct error value, even if the text is identical. So main errors.new. If error is not nil, print error, it will just print that out. Okay. Oh, you could do error F. That's kind of cool. And it just prints that out. Oops, new. Error sentinel. Oops, sentinel returns error sentinel. Then you return two oops new. Errors using distinct error, new error calls. Is an error equals false. Errors using sentinel error. Okay, yeah, this is something I don't really want to get into just yet. But it seems like this is basically trying to address if you're making a bunch of new errors and they have the identical values, how do you equate them? Cool. I mean, I'll keep this in mind that it's here, but it's not really necessary for what we need for this right now. All right, so Textio software architects may have overcomplicated the requirements from the last coding assignment. Oops. All we needed was a new generic error message that returns a string no dividing by 0. But when a user attempts to get us to perform the taboo. Wait, what? I need to read this better. All we needed was a new generic error message that returns a string no dividing by 0 when a user attempts to get us to perform the taboo. Complete the divide function. Use the errors.new function to return an error when y equals new. That reads no divided by 0. It's basically saying, a little too crazy, just do this. No dividing by 0. That's it. Run that. Cool. Oh, it failed at one point. Where's the fail? Fail. Expecting 0, no divided by 0, actuals plus infinity. What? Oh, it's because I'm not returning the error. So it should be return 0, comma, new error, like that. There we go. Cool. All right, so we got our chest. And we got oh yes, we got an XP potion. That's good. And we got some gems back. Cool. All right. So we are at our 1 hour now. Let's start up this thing here as well. Also fix this thing here. I don't like that it keeps changing, man. I wish it would just stay the same. It's okay. I won't mess too much more with it. There we go. And we'll go here. I gotta fix this. Okay. All right, so I want to now start working on the portfolio website. And we left off last time with a pretty, to be honest, I'm kind of happy with where I was with my portfolio website. It was at a decent place in my opinion. Let me close some of this stuff here. Okay. So we left off with a pretty decent start, and we'll go switch over here. And this is more or less what we want to get. And then I have today what I was envisioning, which is pretty similar to what we showed before, but hopefully I don't dox myself right now, but it should be fine and nobody's watching, right? But here is what I imagine. I'm gonna put it here in the cam. I imagine something like this. This is what I was given when I was born, and it has like a ton of my medical data when I was a baby, and it was placed inside of this. So let me open it up to a new page here. See some examples. Again, I want to make sure I'm not doxing myself too much, but here's like a bunch of data that it has, vaccine records and everything. And I don't know, for some reason, ever since I was younger, I've loved the style of this. And I wanted to create that kind of style for my portfolio. Something to the effect where whenever I come in, I'm able to see you just quickly and simply able to see what I've worked on and who I am, and without having to go too crazy. So one of the things that we were looking at yesterday was, where is it? Get control here. Make this bigger. We're looking at making it something to the effect of like a parts list here. We did remember, I forgot what the name of this thing is called, but I wanted to create using React 3 Fiverr something similar to this, where it has my name here, so my software portfolio by myself, and then my projects are inside of that like little like packaging here. I don't even know, it's like an envelope. It's I don't know what it's called. The other thing I was considering too is this old school style of how they show the report card. This could be like my resume, for example, or it could be like an about me or who I am and all that stuff. But I wanted it to be a little more interactive where you're able to see this happen and it open up as you scroll, and it's animated similarly. So one of the things that I saw was an example from React 3 Fiber where they showed off React 3 Fiber. Let's go to the examples. I wonder if I'll be able to find it. I wonder if I could find it. Yeah, so this one. This was the one they showed. And here you'll see if you keep scrolling, it shows. There we go. If you keep scrolling, it basically floats like this. I want my website to stay in the center here. I don't want it to move as we scroll, but it'll open up. It'll be like an envelope opening up as you scroll. With, you know, just like basic stuff, like just your projects is really what I'm looking to get. I wonder if I can find an example where someone did something similar. Is this one? Where like the laptop opens up? No. There's one where it just floats. And I really like this style of animation for a website where it's super simple. It's right there in front of you. Everything is centered. You don't have to, like, you see me scrolling down right now. I don't, yeah, it's typical. It's fine. But I like stuff where you're able, it's just nice to have stuff where it's centered in your field of view and you're not doing a lot of work just to find what you're looking for on the site. What I'm looking for right now though, I want to see if there's one where like, yeah, like the laptop opens. Yeah, kind of like this. Nice. So I imagine they scroll and then it'll slowly like open up the envelope. And it'll show my projects, and then it'll come out. I've seen stuff like this before too, but I wonder if I can find one more example before I move on. What's this? Yeah, so you see, this is kind of what I mean here. Oh wow, this is really cool actually. So as I'm moving right now, you see this hand? This is my cursor. Oh, I love this. And then when I click, that's what happened. I don't like though so much that, like, I'm trying to click here. It's kind of, I don't like that it, in order for it to zoom in, I have to hold the click. I think if I were to remake this myself, once they click, like, and something happens on here, it should just stay zoomed in, especially for the form here. So for example, here I'm clicking on this input. I wish it would kind of zoom into the phone and just stay there as I'm typing, so I'm able to see what I'm typing. But this is awesome, man. Get started. Let's see what happens if I click get started. Also, it's not very responsive as I'm clicking. You see, I'm clicking get started, it's not working. Live example is not working. Start my free trial. Oh, but of course that works. Start your free trial works, right? Yeah, see, I had to click that twice to get there, which is fine. I don't even know what this is. But this is really cool, man. This is awesome. I'm going to try to like look at how to do some of that stuff. But anyway, we're nowhere near that at this point. We're really trying to hammer down the basics. And I think if I go here, let's go to Folio. What was it? Where were we at? So we got the basic content on the page. Next steps, focus on getting the scroll working and playing around with the canvas and React 3 Fiber. So I think I'll be happy with today if we're able to do 20 minutes of just setting up the basic canvas. Once that canvas is up, we do a little bit of a scroll where I'm able to scroll and see like, what am I thinking about? I'm able to see, I don't know, what I want to see. maybe hide. I don't know. Let's see. Let's open it up. Right, because right now it's all theoretical. Let's see. Open it up. There we go. npm run dev. Cool. Right. So this is basic stuff that I want here. I do want to set up the canvas, and I want to set up scroll, but I'm not exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure yet how advanced I want to get. I think what I'll start off with is creating. Go back to the Figma. I'm going to create this. I also think I'm going to add this. Let me go over and add this to my. An idea. I'm going to add this to my stream of what I'm looking to do for now. So if I go over here now, let's do a quick screenshot. How do I do a screenshot? 1 second. Print screen, can I do that? Where's print screen? There. Oh, I want to also include the other thing. Hold on. Figma here. One second, I'm working on finding it on my side. Here we go. I'm trying to take a screenshot of this. Now, how do I add that to yes? Come on. Basic wireframe. Cool, I'm almost done. Basically, what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to add this to my OBS. File, save, or even as a save as PNG. Inside of pictures, okay. Close this. And then I want to throw this into here. Add image, new image, pictures. None of this stuff. What the heck? That I just saved it. Where is it? It's in downloads? Desktop maybe? All right, hold on. Pictures. Saved pictures. No. I'm gonna be in camera roll. There it is. Okay. Open this up. Nice. Okay. I'm gonna throw this into here. This is more or less what I'm trying to accomplish right now. I don't know. How viewable is that though? Let's see. It's kind of hard to read what that says. Or maybe I'll make it a little bit bigger. There we go. And then I think can I make it opaque? Filters maybe? No, it's too much work. Let's just leave it like that for now. Cool. So this is more or less what we're trying to make. And then obviously we want to make it in 3JS, make it look nice. So one of the things I'm going to do for now is instead of spending hours trying to figure out canvas, scroll, that stuff, I'm going to create a basic canvas. Once I create the canvas, I'm going to look at some of these examples and see what they do for their meshes. Great one would probably be the laptop one. Where's the one that opened and closed? This one. Cool. So, right, because I want something similar. I just want some object here I'm able to handle and then transition similarly. So I'll go ahead and look at what they do for that. But for now, we'll start messing with the canvas and see where we can get. I'm going to try to get the canvas to be the that same color that we have over here. Anyway, let me extract that color as well. This seems to be the color. I'm going to save it as my variables inside of here. All right, let's do this. I'm going to go in app. Set a global CSS. I want to add it in here. I guess I'll just throw it in here for now. Root. This background, and then throw this in here. Go. Cool. Now, to me, it makes sense to have the canvas as the layout. Do I want to add it here? That's what I'm thinking. Why not? Let's just do it how I would have done it anyway. What is all this? So global CSS, getting rid of this font. Oh, this is a good point. Let's add that font as well that I wanted, which was this bad boy right here. Does it have it? I wonder. Let's see. Next font Google. Next font Google. Getting started fonts. You can automatically self-host any Google font. Automatically self-host any Google font. Fonts are included in static assets and serve the same domain and blah, blah. So I could just import it. What's it called? The font that we wanted. This one. What the heck? Okay. This is the font we want. I wonder if it exists. All right, so we'll do Latin. And then where did it get this thing? Font guys sans. Oh, I guess it's just a variable. Font Oxenium sans. I think this is fine. Remove mono. We're not going to use mono. And then where does it add that? So Geist sans is there. Oh, I added it to the class name here. It's going to have to be Oxenium sans, I guess. This here. I wonder if that's enough right there. Let's see. So this is what it's supposed to look like. Let's see what our website does look like. Anything change? I don't think so. I might have to also restart anyway. So what is the font that's being used? Executed. Is this still enter? Times New Roman. Okay, so now I have the font. Xenium sans. Do I have to go in and do something like, probably if I go to here, Geist font family. They're using Arial here. Fonts. This project automatically uses next fonts. Optimize and load a new font family by Vercel. Okay, is there anything else about fonts? Okay, so here we'll see that it's being used for page module.scss. I don't think I'm using page module.scss, which is fine. But I'm able to just use it using variable like this and variable background as well if I ever want to get like a background color. Cool. So let's go ahead and use it. I think, to be honest, I'm gonna have everything in the page use it. So I'm gonna go over to globals. I'm just gonna copy this, dump this here, and then uncomment it. And I'm gonna remove the stuff I don't use. But this is why I kept a lot of the, as I mentioned before, was it Oxy sans? Yep. I don't like keeping all this stuff here. I like to make my own. That should change. Yeah, there we go. So it's actually working now. I wish it was bold though. It's okay. I'll make it bold myself. But yeah, cool. So that did work. But I like to use my own CSS. I don't like to use the defaults. So that's why I keep it there as a reference, because it's just easier to copy and like change just like I did. And eventually once I'm really deep into a project, all of this stuff disappears anyway. But it's good to just get stuff started. All right. Cool. Like it. Let's make the background also. That's the body, right? Is the issue that this thing is over it? If I remove this, no, that doesn't seem to be it. Oh, my body's not man 100. Let's do that. Go. Let's do SVH. No, I could be VH. Cool. And then I think I just look at the body. Let's remove everything else. Is the background not changing? Because I don't know how to spell background, that's why. Cool. Nice. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. So we have the background going. And I think one of the things I want to do is obviously make this bigger. So it literally is hurting my eyes by the fact that it's so small. So let's go ahead and before we actually pick any values, let's go in here and see what value feels right. I'm gonna click the whole thing and let's change some fonts. Do here. Can I change it here? I forget. Font family. Can I change the font size here? It's also really small. Let me make it a little bit bigger so I can see. I guess not. I can't change the font here. Shouldn't there be something that's just like font size and I'm able to change it? Whatever. We'll play with the font size in here anyway. Do font size. Let's do like 68 pixels. There we go. And then we also probably want the font weight. Like 800 for now. It's okay. This is a good starting point. I also want to do, let's go, we'll play around with some of the stuff. Where did I even put the software portfolio? Here. So it's inside of intro. And then we want to do in here. I'm just going to put the weight here. So font size 68 pixels for now. And then font weight 800 for now. I'm only putting it here because I'm probably going to move this. I think I want to have it like somewhere global, but we'll go ahead and do that. Font size. There we go. Cool. Let's get rid of the border as well. We don't need that. Nice. So we're getting somewhere now. It's starting to like, with this down here is giving me, is reminiscing, is making me think about when you make like a table of contents and you make like you're making a report. A lot of the documentation I wrote was similar to this, where I have a title, some table of contents in the bottom. Now I'm happy with where we're at here. I do want to still add the canvas. I think the background right now, the body is that color. I'm going to switch it from being, instead of using the body, I want the canvas to have that color so that I can be sure that I am inside the canvas when we see that. So I might make this color a little bit darker with the idea of using the right color to show me if I'm like properly sizing my canvas. So let me do that right now. So for the body, I want to make this darker. It's not too much darker. Let's just change this to F. Change this to F as well. And change this to F. Wait, I'm making it lighter actually. I wanted to go lower, so change this to 1. Change this to E. Change this to E. Change this to E. Oop, a little too much. Let's change this. Let's go down a little bit too. And then here, this could stay. Let's change this to 2. Hold on. Let's go down the same amount so that we keep the structure. Isn't there like a filter darken I can do? Probably, but let me not waste any time. Let me use tools. All right, we're gonna go here, click this. Can I see the color wheel, please? And I just want to make this darker. Which means just go down a little bit. Yeah, there we go. We want that one. And this one can be for, I want to call this canvas. And then I'll know canvas is working when we see that color. And we'll set up the canvas. I'll try to set up just that square, but I'm going to have to look into how they do the meshes, but I don't want to spend too much time on this website either, right? I want to do a little bit of the snake game stuff as well. I mean, given the time, what is it? It's already 10:40. I think I'll stick on this until 11, and then next time around I won't do the portfolio website, and I'll do snake game, and I'll just keep bouncing back and forth. I may want to start earlier. The snake game, I still need to do a little bit of Twitch integration stuff behind the scenes, so I'm not leaking API keys, but I can always do the front end of that as well. But we'll see. But yeah, let's continue here. We'll set up the canvas, and then we'll keep moving, and we'll see where we go. Cool. So I want to put the canvas here inside the body. Do one of these, and we'll add the canvas. Now, I'm actually going to call this a scene. I'm going to make a new component because I want to have my control of everything that's in there. So if there's going to be a camera, there's going to be lighting, I want that all within the scene. And I don't want it to be like any of that stuff to be here in the layout. I just want to have control over it somewhere else, so I know if I'm working on something pertaining to the scene, when it comes to canvas, lighting, color, even depth, I want that to be inside of the scene component rather than me doing it in layout. So we'll go ahead and create the scene.tsx RAF TCE, or is it TRAF? There we go. Scene. Right now, we're not using any of these props. I'm just trying to get this done. Not like worry too much about the TypeScript aspect of it. I think that comes in more when we have some data that we're messing with, but I think it's okay to just skip this stuff for now. Cool. So we have canvas, React 3 Fiverr. Here this is. I also want to do import styles from, we'll do one of these, come over here, drop the module, scenes.module.scss. Should be with an S, or no, this should be without the S here. And we'll do dot scene. Like at first when I spelled scene, I'm like, this can't be misspelled. Is this misspelled? No, a scene is a place. Yeah. All right. Sometimes when you look at like when you look at a word for too long, you start to think you misspelled it, but you probably did it. It just starts to look weird. Anyway, so we have this here. I expect it not to have much. We're going to go over to What are we thinking? It should be in layout. We have the scene. So background should show. I don't have any height on it, so it probably should be like a little sliver. Right, we have to use client for when we are dealing with React 3 Fiverr. So let me go ahead, pin these so we don't get lost here. Get rid of everything else. Do class name equals styles.scene. It's getting mad at me for all that stuff, but it should be fine. I want to add this inside of, no, it's already inside of layout, so it should be let's go to layout of TSX. I think I need to import it. No, scene here. There we go. I can remove this now. And then I forgot to use client for this now. Class constructor scene cannot be invoked without the new. What? Oh, it's picking up scene from 3. No, I want scene that I created. There we go. Hey, got mad at me. Can only have key and children files. Invalid ref supplied. I'm saying common. How do I do this again? It's like children something. It's in. Yeah, this should be fine. Because the type is children and it's either children or undefined. Why is it mad at me for this? This is in my Android, blah blah blah. Solve this issue, no module expo, no. Valid type children supplied. Am I using a React fragment somewhere? I don't think so. Can Canvas not accept children? So page just gives me folio. Folio gives me intro and projects. And then intro projects look fine. I think it might be projects, yeah. You into projects? No, here I have divs and everything. I don't have any. What am I doing wrong? So div is not part of the 3 namespace that you forget to extend. Huh? Oh, wait a minute. Am I not using the right canvas? That would make sense. Man, I got a stupid fly, man. I gotta get this dang fly. It's always here, man. Just one fly I can't get rid of. Alright, where was I? No, there's React 3 Fiber. Do I have to like wrap it in like a div here? Do like main, for example? I don't think so. I think it's because it doesn't like canvas having children, is what I'm assuming. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where is layout? So inside layout, I'm passing in children. Then I got props of children inside of scene. I'm so confused. Hold on, let me see something. So I do canvas here. Okay. Use client. Just for now. This is still gonna get mad. You're attempting to export metadata to use client, which is just a lot of metadata. Whatever, let's just comment that out. Yeah, I think it doesn't like passing children. So if I do React 3 Fiber, then I do canvas. Yeah, I think, yeah, it does not like passing. I should be fine to pass children to this, no? Yeah. Prop children, 3JS, elements, or regular component. Oh, maybe it's this. React 3 Fiber, canvas, passing children. why can't you do canvas, children, canvas? Guess you can actually do it in the standard pattern how to implement. Right, because this is what I was imagining. What's it mad about? Oh, I know what it's mad about now. I didn't even need this. It's mad because, so this is the layout, right? You go scene, canvas, children. And then if we go to what the children are, we got a page.tsx. This, it doesn't like. Like it's saying div is not part of 3JS stuff. Yeah, just standard div, even though common causes fix a wrapper, children div. So we have the scene. This line causes you exact error. Yeah, that's what I have. I could just have box, but so Dre, which is what I downloaded yesterday, has some type of text over there. HTML from Dre. Div content. Alright, so saying that I can do, I don't know what distance factor is, but say I go over to, so I don't lose the stuff. Was it page.tsx? And I go here, get one of these HTML from Dre. Where is it? There we go. And I think now it won't yell at me. Save this. Okay, so now why is it mad? Link? Where am I using the link? The link? Nah. Nah. Oh, it's probably the error page. Where's the error page? But I'm not using link anywhere though. This page cannot load.
dando vueltas, pica pica. Estoy usando la varita, mientras todo dinamita. Todo flexi con mi chica, dando vueltas, pica pica.
I don't know where it's getting linked from.
Estoy usando la varita, mientras todo dinamita. Sueño más de lo que debo, despego.
Is this?
Con eso subo al cielo, pero arriba no me encuentro
Is this song
luego acabo todo tirado por
part of
quería subir para no bajar, con cara de póker grabando el track, soltarme unas barras y poco más, sin imaginar.
Oh, it is a part of
podía
this.
pasar. Siempre sonrío con los ojos cerrados.
All right. It looks like, yeah, I want to set this up the way that I was thinking, but I'm not going to spend much more time going back and forth with this just because I want to use children. I'm just going to create my own canvas, leave the scene here, and then update it the other way around anyway. There are benefits to doing it this way, but there's also easier way of doing this. Just do props. It's this. Let's call any for now. Click here. Canvas. Close that. Get rid of this. Hit one of these. Class name. Styles dot scene, I believe it was. And then we're gonna go the layout. Cool. So basics of it, I'm just gonna overlay it over everything. Then no, let me do it the other way around. Let's go over here. Let's go to page.tsx and then I'll put the scene here. For now, I'll do it like this. Yeah, I'm just trying to get this stuff started. I don't want to like spend too much time messing with this either. There we go. All right, so what's next? We got the canvas here, which should be this. I want to go ahead and also let's go over to folio and let's remove projects can stay. Bring that one back. I want to remove some of the CSS. Get rid of this for now. Oh wait, is canvas? Wait, what? Why is it only this? Oh, okay. For some reason I thought it was a different color. Refresh that. Yeah, I thought that was a different color. Anyway, I'm gonna go over. We need to set up canvas. I want to delete this one. We're not using this anymore. Scene.modular SCSS. Background, foreground. We want to do border. Red solid. I want to see this. Cool. So that was right. It was there. I want to do height 100, VH with 100%. Wait a minute. It's VH. What the heck did I do here? Go. Alright, so I'm gonna remove temporarily. Kind of want to get rid of folio for now. Let's get rid of this. And I just want to focus on the scene. Why is the height not changing? For the canvas. Do I have to define the canvas height inside of React 3 Fiber? So it has a ton of properties. Wait, am I... No, I am able to put stuff on it. I don't know why height and width is not changing. We have camera. Props that go into camera. Scene. Props that go into default scene on your own 3 scenes. Shadows. Raycaster. Frame loop. Resize. I don't know what DPR is. Device pixel ratio. Linear events. Default canvas was used to create. Okay. Some error stuff. Why is the whole thing not? What do I gotta do, like 900 pixels for it to change? Width is good. Why is it hard coded at 150 pixels? That's what I'm confused about. I really gotta use style, man. All right, let's look at the example. I mean, we gotta look at this anyway, so let's just take a look at this example. You have a floating laptop. Alright, so what I'm curious about is how he sets up his canvas. What is this? Cube. Make this stuff bigger so we can see it. Okay, so he imports the canvas here, but it looks like he does. Alright, so he's doing some types. Mesh standard type, always stuff materials. Okay, type model, boolean. Where's his canvas? Let's just look at his canvas and not get distracted by everything else. So he does device pixel ratio 1 to 2. I want to see exactly what this means before I move on. What is it called? React 3 fiber canvas. DPR. There's min and max. I don't know why that would matter. Isn't it defaulted to 1 to 2? Yeah, so I don't know why adding that there was necessary. Alright, so then he also sets up the camera position, which is going to be in the Z direction -30, which I think I'm going to use, and the FOV is 35. I'm okay with stealing that. I don't think that's anything crazy. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Cool with this for now, but I'm still confused, right? Because does that change anything about? No, it doesn't change anything about what we see. Probably if I add like a box now, it'll have a different camera position, but how does he make it full screen is really what I'm wondering about. He has a 3-point light. So does he have any styles on this? Environment preset city. Where's his styling? So style CSS, body background. Looks like they didn't really touch much for this. But he didn't make HTML body main, root width 100, everything 100. So it's create root renders app. App then renders, I believe, as model. Where's app? App renders open, blah, blah, blah. Web.main style background prop to open. Okay, so this is him changing the style of the background. Web H1, this is him adding an H1 to it. Where is the actual example though? Let me open that up. Alright, so him, that's probably click, right? Where he, yeah, that's click. And here he has the canvas, but I'm not sure. I don't understand why. Well, he has web.main. Okay, so he's using web, which is, if I look up, it's probably React Spring, but web.main, which means, right, his web main had 100%. Okay, so we have the scene here. We have page. me think. Let's do main, and then if I go what did he have for everything is just 100, 100. Whereas mine, everything is not 100, 100. I make this width and then height 100%. And then I go down and make the body same thing. Height 100%, width. Okay, and then I make main. There we go. And then that eventually gets everything. Okay. So 100% height, 100%. Just do similar to what he did there, which is basically break everything down. I like that. Don't have to worry about this anymore. Now we're at 100, 100, which is good. It is a little bit over. I think it's because of the border, but it's okay. Cool. I can remove this as well, and then do border, black, solid, do like 1 pixel. Let's do, maybe not black, let's do like something I can see better. Red is fine. Let's do 2 pixels. 5 pixels. I just want to be able to see this dang border. Okay. Canvas is set up. Now we want to place on top of the canvas the box now. Now, before I start this, I want to start thinking about how do people make these 3D objects? How do people create 3D objects for React 3 Fiber? Are they like using 3D software to create it like Blender? Like what, how is this laptop being created here in this example? Assuming this is the laptop, GLB must be like a must be like a 3D file type. Yep, GLB is a binary file format designed to package 3D model textures. So they are creating a 3D model. It isn't just like automatically made. Now I wonder how they made it open and close next. So we have the Mac model, which is this. Are they using, this looks like, what was that? It was like a SVG Gator or something. Let's look at their package JSON. Being laptop. Where's the right config? All right, whatever. I'm not gonna take too much longer on this. I want to see GTLF results. So there's some nodes, there's a bunch of cubes, aluminum screen. Looks like they're able to tag this stuff. So model props has open, hinge, interpolation, some numbers. All right, model. So we have a group it, and then you get the nodes using the Mac model. Hovered, set hovered, you stay false. If it's hovered, it changes the cursor. Okay, so it's just changing the cursor once it's hovered. Take a time lapsed. So use frame here, I believe, is to open it. And then they're using just simple math to open it in a certain way. Right, so the rotation, the Z index, the Y index, the X index, they're opening it. The view was auto-generated by afterward. Okay, so we have the group. Pointer, I want to see what happens when you click. Where's the click event? Okay, so here's the on click, and then it just says open and changes that. And if that changes, it changes the hinges, which is how much it's going to open. Into the model, if we go up and we look at what hinge is, and where is that being used? Where's hinge? Probably in here, right? So hinge. Okay, right here. So the position, rotation X, which I'm assuming is going to be how much it's going to change. Okay, so there's some clever stuff that he's doing here. Is this really what I have to do to get this to work? Well, either way, it looks like I'm going to have to create my own model if I want something that smooth. Are there other examples maybe I could take a look at? I'm okay. I'm okay making the model if I have to. Probably is already one. But basic examples. Let's look at these. So here's another one with another model that they made, and they're just looking over it. Okay, it's pretty cool stuff. So it looks like the next step is going to be to I'm using these commit descriptions just to notate what I want to do next. So when I do come back, I remember what I did. Removed folio HTML, added canvas to the layout, to the main page. Focusing next on adding the model for the envelope. The 3D model for the envelope. Keep it super simple. I think this is fine. I also wonder, are there any envelope 3D model envelopes? And what was the, see what the standard library GTL is type. This GLB. I don't think I want to make my own. If I can, I would like to download it, but ooh, this could work. But I wonder, like, I'm gonna have to add my own font onto these as well. Sketchfab I've used before. Let's do envelope. Nice. So there are some envelopes. None of these are the style that I want though, but it could help just get me started and in the door of like making some of the stuff. See? Also, right, I'm gonna have to find a way to put stuff inside of the envelope and the hinges. So the thing about 3D is never so simple. Because how am I gonna get control of this here? I wonder, are there any how to create? What am I looking for? I'm thinking about looking for something where it could walk me through creating my own 3D model where I'm able to rig up some of the stuff inside of the 3D model. But for now, oh, this one could work. I think if I want it exactly how I envision, I'm gonna need to make my own 3D model. On Fab, it's available down on Fab. I regularly publish video tutorials on Blender and other computer graphics software on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm not buying nothing. Oh. This is cute too, the clipboard aesthetic. It's very low poly now. No, now it's a little bit better. But I can't imagine now I'm going to be able to like say, okay, grab this flap and open it without like knowing more. Am I even able to download on Sketchfab? Yeah, you can. So I could download a 3D model here. It's like I'm gonna have to log in. I don't want to do that right now, but might be worth one day. Maybe the next session could be just me figuring out a little bit more about creating Core 3 React 3 Fiber using 3D models. I want to see like an article. I don't want. Let's see. So loading GTF models. Start using open standard. And one that has the most support is GTLF models. Let's start by importing the ones we need. So as a loader, I've seen this before. Okay, cool. So this is model right now. So I got orbit controls, which allows me to move. Environment, which is the background. Now, where's the model? This is the model? GTL? No, the model is this. Now, how can I make this move is the question. Like, what can I do with this model now? Yeah, so that's what I would want to do. I would probably want to make it its own model so I could do stuff with it. Is that what's happening here? Yes, it is. More or less. Here it has a little bit more like cast shadows, some geometry, different materials. Which is here. That would be probably this one. In this case, we use a trusted use loader. What's OBJ models? I guess different types of models. Whoa, how is this? This is supposedly part of the creator stuff for lo-fi, but I don't think that's. Okay. So here's the model. Go here now. One thing maybe I could play with next is what can I do with this stuff? We have the mesh. What I saw that was being done was in the example, he was able to group them and get nodes from it. Now, how was he able to, like, how do you know which node is going to make things move? That's what's confusing me. So ZY, right? One of the things that he had was hinge. And then inside of hinge, he added that to one of these things in here. See right here, rotation X. So that was for 3 group at this position. I wonder, can I take this and play with it? Do I have this? Let me go to source. Maybe I'll download it and see. Might be worth grabbing this and playing with it to see what I can do. Right, what happens if I change that position? Does it change what hinges? And where does like hinge come from? So here's a model. They have hinge. Did they find this? Is this a random thing that they just changed the rotation of? So we have a group. This is the group with a bunch of props in it. And that has a mesh, which is aluminum. Oh. But it has material. So this entire group looks like the top. This is the keyboard, I'm assuming. But how is he getting all of this out of? Maybe I need to open up. I need to open this up, the GLTF. All right, so that's something we could do next time. I think I might download this, open that up, and see where these things are coming from, and then play with that. That'll give me a better understanding of what I will need to do for the envelope stuff, because otherwise I'm just kind of running it blind. But so far, so good. We have a blank screen. That's where we're at, and then we'll get this eventually. I do want a background though, which would be nice. How did I get these backgrounds too? It's a nice background. Do I want a similar background like this? Look, it's even reflective or see-through. That's so cool. No, it is reflective, right? Because that's behind. If I'm showing off my projects and I have it inside something like that, what kind of background would make sense to go with it? I don't know. Anyway, I think it was fun. I'm very happy we're getting into this. This is getting me excited. Yeah, you could sit here and say something to the effect of, I could ChatGPT all this stuff, but where's the fun in that, right? I want to look through and see what I'm doing. So far, it's not that difficult to understand what's going on. A lot of layers I'm able to uncover a lot of these layers by just going into these examples and playing with them. I think for next time, I might focus on just straight up, maybe even forking and cloning that example and trying to get it to work on my end where I'm able to change some of the stuff around and understand it. I also probably need Blender to open up those 3D models to see what they do. But otherwise, it's been super fun, man. Like, this is one of the things we talk about. AI is going to replace us. We talk about how coding is no longer fun. This is what makes coding fun. I'm sitting down. I'm like, I came up with a simple idea. All I wanted was this thing here. Let me add it to here. This is all I wanted. Okay. Now I want to make this 3D, and the idea is have something like this little thing to describe who I am. This has been following me since this is my baby picture here. There we go. This thing has followed me my entire life. When I think about creating something like a portfolio website that I'm proud of, or it's not even that I'm proud of, let me think. So I could make a very simple portfolio website, and I think really I probably should because of the way that my portfolio website looks. But I had this vision. I didn't think it would be too difficult to do. Now, part of the reason why I got into code and why I enjoy what I do is the research part of it. It is the delving deep into a problem and figuring out how I can make something that I imagine come and become a reality. Now, let me close. Hold on. Well, let me make sure I'm not closing the wrong one. Let me close this image. Now, it isn't just sitting down and Googling and it feels like you're wasting time. Part of the adventure, as I'd like to call her, part of the excitement of researching stuff is you're able to see how as you're learning, you're able to see what these things can do and how you can apply it to other projects. Now, if I were to go to ChatGPT, Claude, and ask, build this for me, it will get me started. And in the same vein, I might be able to see how some of this stuff works. But as I'm not getting that research part of it. And I think that is really what I enjoyed, is when you go into a problem and you're like, this is much harder than I thought it was going to be. But as you're taking step by step and figuring things out, you're able to realize it isn't as hard, or you're able to see all the different aspects of what the problem requires and what is available to you. Where I don't think, like, every time I've used Claude Code, I get the answer and I don't get that little bit of excitement where I'm able to have some time to be curious about what software and what I can create. And even as I'm looking at this, if I go back to the Mac, you can see here, like, I didn't even think about the fact that it can have a background, a similar background like this, where you could turn it and show something, like create kind of an environment for my 3D object. Now, if I was using Claude Code to do this for me, and I'm like, hey, this is what I want, make it. It may not do this because it's not gonna think you didn't tell it to. But now I have even more ideas that I can use. Even like knowing that this is here, it gives me more ideas where I can make my projects a reality and make it even better. Even like, I took a second and I'm looking at this, I'm like, wait, you can see the reflection? It makes sense, right? A 3D object, you can add some type of mesh to it to see the reflection in the background, but that lets you kind of get a better picture of what is possible. Now, for my envelope, I probably don't want a reflection. It wouldn't make sense. But maybe if I want to add, like, I joke, right? But let's say I want to add like this picture or a picture of myself, I could have a little bit of gloss and that could have a reflection. Now I'm thinking about the envelope itself. Where is the scenery? Is it inside of a warehouse? Is it inside of an office space? Do I want to add all that? But it gives me a better understanding of the problem, but also allows me to be more creative with my solution. And I hope that at the end of this all, once I actually get something up and running, I'll keep having the same excitement that I have looking at this little thing and being able to play with this stuff. Anyway, this is why I enjoy coding. I just like solving problems, and I don't want the problems to be solved for me. Regardless, I think today was good. I'm getting a little more used to talking to the camera again. I'm really struggling though, keeping focus, knowing that this is all being recorded and it's going to be out there. So it is becoming a little bit more difficult in terms of trying to figure out what I want to say, making sure I don't say anything wrong, making sure I don't leak anything. But I think this is good, especially for day 3. I'm just going to keep trying this, and I think I have some snippets. I need to really sit down and rewatch some of these videos to make sure that I'm getting stuff. I need to have different clips, different ideas for the YouTube channel. Otherwise, I'm just streaming just to stream. So regardless, I feel like I am learning a lot, and I'm hoping that I could keep doing this. I don't know. I think I'm overthinking it, but anyway, I'm going to continue and spend some time decompressing and really thinking about how do I want to structure these streams. Because it's kind of, it's odd talking to yourself and then knowing that it's recorded. Like, what happens 100 years from now when someone is hearing me ramble in the middle of the night after a whole day of dealing with kids yelling, and they're like, what the hell is this guy doing? Is he going crazy? Anyway, all right, I'll end it here. Either way, gonna go through and look and see if there's anything valuable or worth, and then I'll make a plan for tomorrow again. But I'm enjoying it.